What's going on, world? How are you? Welcome back. This is an update. I think last time I left you guys with the fact that I wasn't very passionate about music reactions. I didn't know what I was going to do with the channel. And I kind of just sat back and I've uploaded some shorts, as you may have seen. If you're subscribed and noticed those. Those aren't going to stop necessarily. I do enjoy posting clips of conversations or moments that I find either entertaining or funny or just interesting, or even things I can't believe. Like, I can't believe someone said something ridiculous. So maybe I'll post some outlandish stuff, and it's not something I'm co-signing as much as I'm just putting on display some ridiculous or wild logic or train of thought that I had stumbled upon, and I wanted to share it. But you may see there is a brand update. This is channel 3.4. Right? No more Dave Speaks. Well, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say there's no more music felt by me. There's no more Dave Speaks. That's not necessarily true. Channel 3.4 is going to be the YouTube channel that is the home of podcasts on YouTube's in YouTube's world, what they call podcasts, or playlists or shows. Like Music Felt by Me would be a show, right? So every time I do a reaction or something like that, it would be added to the podcast playlist. So there'd be the Music Felt by Me show, there'd be the Dave Speaks show, and if I get into doing more interviews, you get the Dave Speaks with series or whatever. So 3.4 is very important to me for a couple reasons. 3.4 is my anniversary date with Leela. 3.4 also correlates to, this is my third channel name. Was Music Felt by Me, then Dave Speaks, now 3.4. So this is the third time I've changed the name, and this is my fourth brand change since being partnered with YouTube. So there was Indecently Decent, which I used to do the show with my former co-host, where many of you stumbled upon me. Then there was Music Felt by Me, separate channel, but was a show that got partnered with YouTube. And then Music Felt by Me was a show that was a channel that was partnered with YouTube. And then with that, I switched over to Dave Speaks, and then now 3.4. So it's a very, very important number to me. I cherish that number for my personal life and my family a lot. And then also it does kind of perfectly correlate with where I am right now with my internet footprint or digital footprint. I have changed all the social medias. The links below are where you can find me. It's a variation of the number 3 and then the words 0.4, or the words 3 point and then the number 4, depending on which social media site. Some were taken, some were not. So I had to kind of invert those somewhere. But for the most part, if you look for 3.4, typically the words 3 point and then the number 4, that you'll find us. And then I think on Instagram or Twitter, it's the number 3 and then the words 0.4. So yeah, that's the update. Patreon, as far as Patreon goes, I know I made a video and said I don't know if I'm doing reaction anymore, and everyone abandoned ship, and I don't blame you, right? Because I was no longer posting the stuff that you signed up for. But if you do stumble upon this video, I will be uploading on Patreon all the previous videos I had on YouTube. I'm going to unlist those, and I'm going to post those on Patreon. So if you ever want to go back and watch my old reactions, you can. Anything that references Music Felt by Me or Dave Speaks, or links that weren't true, or things that you couldn't go to now, I'm gonna clear all that out, because it's got information that isn't true. So if anyone's going on it now, they wouldn't be able to follow through on some of the dialogue or some of the directions that I implemented or instructed at the time, because they were kind of time sensitive and no longer true. So I'm going to unlist all those. I'm going to keep the shorts going. That's the Unrelated show. That's the Unrelated podcast. It's named Unrelated because it got nothing to do with me saying anything, giving my thoughts. It's just posts from podcasts or interviews or shows or press conferences or whatever, where I just found some snippet of dialogue that I found entertaining. So Unrelated will be a show. Music Felt by Me will be a show. I'm going to continue to do music reactions. I just don't want to make my channel primarily them. I don't consistently have the passion or energy for music at all times, all the time. But there is some stuff that I do want to get into, and I kind of want to redesign or restructure my approach to the music too. Of course, I want to be critical if I find some critiquing necessary, But you know, I would jump on a Tommy Donald reaction just to pummel him and say, I hate this. This is dumb. And I reacted to his music to dispute his points. And I don't know if that's something I'm necessarily all that interested in doing all the time, because it's just leads right into conversation. I'm not saying I will never do it. I'm not saying I will never disagree with people. That's absolutely not the case. You know me. I'm not one of these pandering guys that's going to love everything he listens to. I don't want to do that. I want to be honest and I want to be raw. But there are decisions made about what I choose to react to, and I'll have to really be intentional about the things that I want to react to and what I want to put on the channel. And that's going to be the plan. So definitely stay tuned for some of the unrelated clips. I can imagine that it's not necessarily your cup of tea all the time, but there will be music reactions coming back. There will be Dave Speaks, like interviews and stuff. I still got to get some of those lined up. I will be writing album reviews that I will be posting on Patreon, so definitely head on over to Patreon. I think you can sign up for as low as $1 or $2, something like that. $3 maybe. $3 maybe the minimum. I can't quite remember. But any tier that you sign up for gives you access to everything. So it really doesn't matter. Anything above that is just you choosing to be helpful or supportive in some way that, you know, is totally on your behalf, right? And I appreciate that. But yeah, for as cheap as you can sign up, you'll get access to everything. So, you know, I'm not trying to put everything up behind a paywall and pay all this and you'll get all this stuff. That's not really me. I just want to make sure that the people that are willing to pay have access to things too, because if you're willing to pay, or I do believe that there's a reward earned for the people that have chosen to donate or to make payment or to provide financial contributions too. So Patreon will be an active and important thing that I do going forward, but also we're going to keep the channel going for everybody. I knew I wasn't done. I just don't exactly, I still don't have everything mapped out quite yet, but here's where we are right now. Channel, the YouTube channel, 3.4. I like the more universal thing. It's not Dave Speaks, it's just channel 3.4. That's it. And then just like how channel 25 has X, Y, and Z shows on it, that's it. It's going to be channel 3.4. So stay tuned. Strap in. Some of you guys kind of noticed the name change already. I think it was Gantra Gaming that commented it, and a few people. I've gotten a couple comments over the past week that was saying like, "Man, I'm gonna miss your reactions or whatever." So like, I dig it and I appreciate all that, and I've always appreciated the support that I do get, especially considering I'm one of the worst YouTuber type YouTubers, where it's like, you know, I don't really pander a lot. I don't do things to help the algorithm for myself. I'm not intentional about growing my channel or anything. So with all my inabilities or almost intentional straight up refusals to do what most YouTubers do, I appreciate the support that I have gotten along the way. So that's going to do it for me today, everyone. I appreciate it. Check it out. All the links, all the updated links are down below in the description box. If you want to become a Patreon member, do so, because over the next week or two, I'm going to be unlisting all the YouTube videos. It's going to take me some time, but they will all be posted on Patreon, so if you want to go check those out. And then going forward, I'll post like my album reviews if I write any, so in that way, if I'm not doing a video on it, Patreon members will be able to still get my thoughts as I jot them down and post them on the Patreon. There will still be some music or sports thoughts or entertainment thoughts, like what I thought about a certain show or whatever. There's going to be a lot of commentary about that stuff. So yeah, Dave Speaks in general will be my thoughts about whatever's going on in the world. There'll be Dave Speaks with, which would be interviews, music felt by me, obviously music reactions, unrelated, which would be unrelated clips that I post. And that's all I got in the pipeline right now, but it's all coming together. Welcome to 3.4. Have yourself a good one.